Good morning, everyone. Just to let you know, I'm Rob Santiago. I'm the Commissioner of City of Boston Veteran Services, and it's an honor for me to be here today to kick off not just our speaking portion, but also our POW MIA recognition ceremony. So at this time, first, we would like to present colors by the Boston Fire Department. And singing our national anthem today is going to be Danielle Fonseca.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now I'd like to call up to stage our U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs Chaplain, Chaplain Barry Enoch.
Please pray with me. Dear God, we come together today with hearts full of gratitude for our veterans, those brave men and women who have served our nation with courage, selflessness, and unwavering dedication. Today we gather to honor, support, and uplift those who have faced and continue to face challenges that no one should bear alone. We ask for your blessing upon this stand down, a day of support and hope for our veterans who are experiencing homelessness or at risk of losing their homes. May this event be more than a place of refuge, but also a beacon of compassion, resilience, healing, and hope. Surround them with your care, guide them toward renewed strength, and remind each one that they are not forgotten, for their sacrifice has built the very foundation upon which our freedom stands. Grant us all the wisdom and kindness to serve our veterans with the dignity and respect they deserve. Let this day spark new beginnings in our hearts, foster community of support, and shine a light on the path to wholeness. We ask this in your holy name. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Chaplain. So good morning and once again, welcome to the 2024 Greater Boston Veterans Stand Down. Veterans Stand Down are crucial because they provide immediate, comprehensive support to veterans experiencing homelessness and at risk, offering them a variety of essential services here, all in one place. Today, we have the VA medical care providers, VA benefit specialists. We have plenty of information on the VA's PACT Act and the state's HERO Act, providing mental health counseling, housing assistance, legal aid, employment resources, and access to clothing, food, and hygiene supplies. These are just to name a few. Additionally, stand downs foster a sense of community, offering veterans an opportunity to connect with other veterans who understand their experiences, which can be emotionally and mentally beneficial. This sense of camaraderie and support helps reinforce the importance of self-care, improving veterans' overall being. Partnerships between the Mayor's Office of Veteran Services and other veteran service providers are vital in ensuring that veterans receive comprehensive care and support. These collaborations strengthen the overall network of services, addresses the diverse needs of veterans, and make access to resources more efficient. There are many partners here today, and they all care for our veterans. One in particular is the New England Center and Home for Veterans. Collectively, we collaborate to provide emergency and transitional housing, as well as permanent housing assistance for our homeless veterans. Right now, at this particular time, I would like to recognize our Chief of Housing, Chief Sheila Dillon. And I would also like to talk about a little work that her and her office has been doing. The City of Boston's long partnership with the New England Center and Home for Veterans has been built and sustained through years of collaboration and coordination on critical issues facing our veterans. Throughout that time, the center has consistently grown and evolved to meet the changing needs of the veterans population that they all have served. The Mayor's Office of Housing has worked closely with the center to shelter our veterans experiencing homelessness and ensure that our homeless veterans get the services they need and to find and maintain also permanent housing. This partnership and hard work is paying off. The total number of homeless veterans in Boston has declined by 36.6% from 2020 to today here in 2024. The Mayor's Office of Housing has worked closely with the center to increase the amount of permanent housing that our veterans can utilize, and we look forward to the continuing work with the center and build further affordable housing. We here in the city recognize that Boston and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts are fortunate to have a resource like the New England Center. These partnerships enable the Mayor's Office of Veteran Services and the Mayor's Office of Housing, along with other veteran service providers like the center, to create a safety net for our veterans, addressing their needs in a coordinated, holistic manner that maximizes available resources and improves overall outcomes for those who served. Their outstanding work enriches our city and our Commonwealth to strengthen our ability to deliver our unwavering commitment to our veterans and their families. Now I would like to recognize a couple of people who are here with us that also want to ensure that our veterans are taken care of. We have a Navy veteran, City Councilor Ed Flynn. Councilor Erin Murphy, whose son just recently enlisted in the United States Army. Again, I mentioned Chief of Housing, Sheila Dillon. And our Chief of Human Services, Jose Masso, who I'm proud to have Veteran Services under his cabinet. And at this time, it's my honor to recognize our great mayor, a mayor who challenges me on a daily basis, our Boston Mayor, Mayor Michelle Wu.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, wait, did I? I'm not supposed to touch the microphone. Good morning, everyone, and thank you again to Commissioner Santiago for all that you do for all of our veterans, our service members, Gold Star families, military families. We know that your vision of a city that is home for everyone includes making sure that we are reaching out to each and every part of that community that has served as well, and you live that every day. Thank you to all of the honored guests who were shouted out earlier, who work for the city and serve and put in their time to make sure that all of our residents have what they need. To our cabinet members, Chief Masso and Chief Dillon, I see Jim in the house as well, who focuses on housing. To Councilors Murphy and Councilor Flynn, thank you for all that you do and the work that you do legislatively on the council. And thank you to the New England Center and Home for Veterans. The incredible leadership of Andy McCauley, year after year, continues to put Boston on the map as a place that refuses to settle until every one of our veterans is housed, every one of our veteran and military families has the services that they need, and we are going to walk hand in hand to make sure that we keep that progress going. So I'm so proud to be here with our Office of Veteran Services and all of our community members for this year's joint Greater Boston Stand Down and POW MIA Recognition Day. We are at the heart of the People's Plaza, and this has been transformed, again, with Andy, with our office, and with all of these teams, into a one-stop shop for veterans, a space to connect with more than 100 organizations offering medical care, wellness programs, legal support, employment resources, and housing assistance. We know that one of the biggest barriers for veterans seeking services is often navigating the process of finding and connecting with the amazing providers that are here across the state. Our veterans should be able to access the resources they deserve without having to travel all the way across our city or Commonwealth. So again, thank you to everyone who made today's event possible to make sure in one stop we could provide access, information, and connections. I also want to thank the Healy Driscoll administration. I was actually just with Secretary John Santiago earlier this morning as we were celebrating him as part of a Hispanic Heritage Month event. With his leadership and with Governor Healy, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, our state legislators and state partners, Massachusetts has made history protecting our veterans with the passage of the HERO Act and the campaign to end veteran homelessness statewide. This year at the city level, as you've heard, we are working hard to be the strongest possible partners in that mission. We provided nearly $100,000 in grant funding to local organizations supporting Boston's veterans and military community with everything from physical and mental health supports to educational opportunities, transportation, and food access. And with the success of that first ever program, we're looking forward to launching another round later this year. So, today is also a recognition of POW MIA. Today is also National POW MIA Recognition Day. We are so grateful to all those who have served and those who haven't yet made it home. Those brave warriors who answered the call on behalf of the nation, whose memories we lift up, whose families we lift up, who continue to carry the burden of their sacrifice. And so it is in their honor that I am proud to present the first of two City of Boston citations. The first to declare September 20th, 2024, POW MIA Recognition Day in the City of Boston. And if Andy could stay up here with us too, and I'll invite my colleagues in elected office up to join as well, because the second citation is to honor a man who has dedicated more than a decade to make sure that we are always thinking of our service members who are prisoners of war or missing in action. To Joe Detremont. Thanks to Joe, more than 100 commemorative POW MIA chairs are now in public in popular locations around the country reminding of those who never returned or haven't yet. Here in Boston, there is a POW MIA chair in Fenway Park, TD Garden, and in the Eagle Room of City Hall. So we are honored to present this citation to Joe in recognition of all that he has done to keep the memory of those imprisoned or missing alive. And the Commissioner will read the text of the citation.
Certificate of Appreciation awarded to Joe Detremont in appreciation of your steadfast support and selfless contributions to the veterans community in the city of Boston. We thank you for your unwavering leadership, tireless dedication, and commitment to ensure our nation's POW MIAs are recognized and never forgotten. On behalf of the City of Boston, we thank you for your efforts in making a lasting impact in our city, in our Commonwealth, and country. Awarded this 20th day of September 2024, signed Michelle Wu, Mayor of Boston. All right, next coming up, speaking on behalf of the Boston City Council, Navy veteran, Councilor Ed Flynn.
Thank you, Rob, for your outstanding work and your outstanding leadership as commissioner of this exceptional department. And you've really done tremendous work across the city, across the state, in the country, advocating, supporting veterans and military families. So I want to acknowledge the City of Boston Department of Veterans Services team for all they do. I also want to acknowledge Mayor Wu, who has always been a strong leader and champion in advocating for veterans across Massachusetts as well. The prior Veterans Commissioner, the chair of the Veterans Committee and the City Council, Erin Murphy, thank you for your leadership in supporting veterans and military families. Her son just enlisted recently in the U.S. Army. Thank you to Andy and the New England Center for Homeless Veterans for the incredible work you do in providing housing and treatment options and education and training to so many veterans here in downtown Boston. We're so fortunate to have you as a neighbor, and thank you for your leadership, Andy. I want to maybe end on one note. I was just looking around to see if any of my other council colleagues were here. But we also recognize Commissioner Santiago today as a leader, Latino leader in support of veterans. But Rob has always had a vision of being inclusive and ensuring all veterans are treated with respect and dignity. And he was recognized for that today, including supporting not only Latino veterans, but women veterans, LGBTQ veterans, and homeless veterans. Rob Santiago has always been there. One point I wanted to make, probably, well, 2 points I should say. The most disappointing day I had in the city council was probably 2 years ago, when city councilors actually voted to cut the budget of the Veterans Department, almost $1 million. And it would have hurt veterans most in need, low-income veterans, homeless veterans, women veterans. But working with Mayor Wu and Councilor Murphy and veterans really across the country were called our city councils and said that can't happen. And we were able to stop that cut from taking place. But it just goes to show you that we always have to be engaged, we always have to be active in ensuring veterans' voices are heard. And homeless veterans, you have a voice, you have an important voice. You might not necessarily have a permanent address, but you've served your time and you served honorably, and we respect you for your service. I was talking to some Native American veterans here as well. Thank you for your incredible service. My last point is I know Mayor Wu mentioned a lot of the wonderful service providers that are here, and I always look forward to walking around and talking to them. Many housing advocates that work closely with Sheila, with your team, so thank you, Sheila. But I always like talking and encouraging veterans that are not engaged in the VA medical system to apply for it, because it's very simple, it's very easy, and it's health care that you've earned. And they have VA health care right here in Jamaica Plain, in West Roxbury, and it's probably the best in the country. It's something I'm engaged in, something I'm involved in whether it's mental health counseling that I frequent or medical care. VA is here for you and making sure that you're the most productive you can possibly be. That me being engaged in the VA makes me a better father, husband, citizen. And I just want to say thank you to all the providers that are here today for always giving back to our veterans. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Flynn. I just want to touch real quickly on two things that the councilor said. One, he had mentioned the work that I do, but I cannot do that work alone. I have an amazing staff in the Office of Veteran Services that really are the boots on the ground getting all the work done. So I want to thank my staff at the office for all the great work that they do for our veterans and their families. At this time, I would like to call up Warren Maganault, who's the Vice President at the New England Center Home for Veterans, who will take over here and do the New England Center portion of our speaking engagement, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up with our POW MIA recognition.
Good morning. Thank you, Commissioner Santiago and Mayor Wu. Can we please just give a round of applause for all of our vendors who are here today? Let them hear your appreciation. Come on, you can do better than that. Thank you. It is my esteemed honor to introduce, the CEO of the New England Center Home for Veterans, Andy McCauley. Put your hands together.
Good morning and welcome. Mayor Wu, Director Runaday, Councilors Murphy and Flynn, Chief Dillon, Chief Massa, distinguished guests, service providers, veterans, and volunteers. I'm Andy McCauley, and on behalf of the team here at the New England Center and Home for Veterans, located right here behind me, I just want to welcome everybody to the Greater Boston Veterans Stand Down for 2024. It is again doubly special to hold the Greater Boston Stand Down in conjunction with the City of Boston's commemoration of National Prisoner of War Missing in Action Recognition Day. I would like to first thank the veterans and their families attending today's stand down, and we have seen a lot of activity here and a lot of folks take advantage of the services, and that's wonderful. Thank you for your service to this nation and for your sacrifice and willingness to put your lives on the line to protect our country and our freedoms. Thank you, Mayor Wu and Commissioner Santiago, for again hosting the Greater Boston Veterans Stand Down here in the center of Boston, City Hall Plaza, a fitting and the premier venue to honor military service and to provide a day of services to those who have served. Your Honor, the city of Boston is the best place to live for veterans because of your leadership. Thank you. This is actually the 7th time that we've held this veteran stand down here in the plaza, and the 10th time that the center has been able to head the effort. And although the center serves as the overall coordinator for event, the stand down requires a team to make it a reality. A team of volunteers, public and private organizations, providers, government agencies, and businesses that each play a crucial part. Thank you to all. Each and every one of you here is a key participant. And I could not begin to list all the wonderful organizations that have come together today. As the mayor said, there's almost 100 here. But I'd like to call out just a few as a sampling of the strong commitment to veterans and their welfare here in Boston and in Massachusetts. First of all, thank you to the Massachusetts National Guard and the team of soldiers who have supplied the vital infrastructure here on City Hall. They've configured this setup and they've provided for the security after setting it up all through the night. We could not do it without you, and you've done it every year consistently. Thank you. The U.S. Department of Labor, specifically the Veterans and Employment and Services team, thank you for the support and the teamwork that you give us, not just today, but every day. This is a Department of Labor-sponsored event, and we're proud to work with you. And of course, the two premier organizations and agencies here that serve veterans at the national and state level, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs and the Massachusetts Executive Office of Veterans Services. I want to finally just close and say to all the veterans and their families here, thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mr. McCauley. At this time, I'd like to read a brief bio for the Assistant Director of the VA Boston Healthcare System West Roxbury campus, and that is Ms. Runaday. Ms. Runaday commenced her career with the VA as part of the Graduate Health Administrative Training Program at the VA Loma Linda Healthcare System in California. She then moved across country and joined the VA Medical Center in Boston as an Associate Group Practice Manager at the Jamaica Plain campus, and then Chief of Business Office Health Administration Services. Her diverse healthcare experience ranges from a large-scale implementation of electronic health records to regular interactions with patients in a retail pharmacy setting. Ms. Runaday completed her undergraduate studies at the University of California, Berkeley, focusing on public health, and she received her Master's of Public Health at the University of California, Los Angeles. And she is a member of the American College of Healthcare Executives. Please join me in welcoming Anita Runaday.
All right, good morning, everyone. All right. Mayor Wu, Commissioner Santiago, our partners here with us today, veterans, families, and friends. Thank you for joining us to provide the care and services veterans have earned. I also want to specifically thank the New England Center and Home for Veterans, our community sponsor, the Massachusetts Executive Office of Veterans Services, and the Boston Office of Veterans Services for helping make this event possible. Providing accessible, exceptional healthcare to veterans experiencing homelessness is a challenge. Even prescribing bed rest is complicated when the veteran doesn't have a bed or must leave a shelter early in the morning. Those with diabetes need fresh foods and some types of insulin that need to be refrigerated. Where can you keep a fridge without a home? Homelessness also increases the risk of other medical conditions and trauma while living on the street. At VA Boston Healthcare System, our goal for this year was to house 326 veterans, and we've already housed 363. Less than 2% of those returned to homelessness, but there's still work to do. And between VA and all of our partners here today, we have the care and services veterans need. Together at this event last year, we served more than 400 homeless and at-risk veterans. temporary and long-term housing, clothing, medical care, mental health care, employment assistance, legal assistance, transportation, it's all here. Because no veteran should be without a place to call home, and every veteran should have access to the care and benefits they have earned. To everyone here today helping make that happen, thank you. And it's an honor to be here with you today serving our veterans.
Thank you so much, Ms. Renaday. At this time, please welcome back to the dais Commissioner Robert Santiago.
Thank you, Warren. Now we're going to go ahead and acknowledge our missing man table, and we'll proceed with the POW MIA recognition event. Those who have served and those currently serving the uniformed services of the United States are ever mindful that the sweetness of enduring peace has always been tainted by the bitterness of personal sacrifice. We are compelled to never forget that. While we enjoy our daily pleasures, let us never forget. There are others who have endured and may still be enduring the agonies of pain, deprivation, and internment. Some of you here, well, many of you here, were very young or not yet born when the Vietnam War began. However, all Americans should never forget the brave men and women who answered our nation's call. And they served the cause of freedom in a very special way. We call your attention to the small table to my left, which occupies a place of dignity and honor. It is set for one, symbolizing the fact that members of our armed forces are missing from our ranks. They are referred to as prisoners of war and missing in action. We call them comrades. They are unable to be with their loved ones and families today. So we join together to pay our humble tribute to them and bear witness to their continued absence. The table, as you can see, is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his or her oppressors. The table is round to show our everlasting concern. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. The napkin stands for the emptiness left in the hearts of their families and friends. The single red rose signifies the blood they may have shed in sacrifice to ensure the freedom of our beloved United States and her allies. The rose also reminds us of the family and friends of our missing comrades who keep the faith while awaiting their return. The yellow ribbon symbolizes our continued uncertainty, hope for their return, and our determination to account for them all. A slice of lemon on the bread plate reminds us of their bitter fate, captured or missing in a foreign land. A pinch of salt sprinkled on the bread plate reminds us of the countless tears of families and friends who long for answers after decades of uncertainty. The lighted candle is reminiscent of the light of hope which lives in all our hearts to illuminate their way home, away from their captors, to the open arms of a grateful nation. The glass is inverted. They cannot be with us today for a toast. The chair is empty. They are missing. Right now, as we raise the POW MIA flag here in the city of Boston Plaza, let us have a moment of silence to honor our American prisoners of war and missing in action. To those who have given the ultimate sacrifice to protect the liberty we cherish, and to the safety of all those now serving our nation. Let us remember and never forget their sacrifices. Remember them today. Remember them tomorrow. And remember them when they come home. Let us always remember